today I am giving you my final Premier League table predictions for this season. Obviously I did one at the start of the year, some bad, some good, but there's around 10 match weeks left of the season, so I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the Premier League table for this season. Now the bottom three going down in 20th place, I've got Southampton. Obviously they're tragic, aren't they? Like, I really want to like Southampton, like, I don't know what it is, but they're just bad. Like, they're really, really bad. Are they going to go down as one of the worst teams we've seen in Premier League history? I think so. They could break the points tally. I don't think they will. I think they'll get one more win out of nowhere and obviously break Derby's record. But I don't get why they're so bad. What is it? Like, the manager is okay. He's had experience elsewhere in different leagues. Like, he's managed Roma and stuff. He's come to Southampton. He's no, like, you know, nobody. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit weird. And they came into the Premier League with this style of playing, this football with Russell Martin. It just didn't really work. So they ended up sacking him and going with this Juric guy who's, I mean, they're not really improving on it. You can tell the way they play. They actually play better football sometimes than Leicester, but they just don't get the results. They don't have that threat like the Jamie Vardy. And speaking of Leicester, I think they'll finish in 19th place, with Ipswich also joining them in the bottom three. Yes, that is right. I think all three newly promoted teams will be going straight back down. It's just the sad reality, I'm afraid. It is the sad reality. I think the gap between the Premier League and the Championship is just increasing. The more money going into the Premier League, the less money going into the Championship. And the gap between the players as well is just massive. Like, half of these players in these teams are just not good enough to play Premier League football, are they? I mean, like, you've got the likes of Liam Delap, who are probably going to get a big move in the summer from Ipswich. Leicester have probably got a few players in there. I really like Soumare in the middle of midfield. Christensen, the goalkeeper, Hermansen's quite good. So they've all got these players that can play Premier League football, but as a team, it's just not working. And I think all three will sadly be going back down to the Championship. We interrupt this video very, very quickly. I'm so sorry, but we need to talk about Best ZV yet again. They've kindly sent me 2 more shirts to review. Let's review them right now. The first one is this absolutely incredible Roma shirt. This is a beauty, black and orange. Oh, and to go with it, we've got this insane, let's have a look, AC Milan shirt. It's got the patches everywhere, Champions League patching, and it's also got a player on the back, Alexander Pato. What a player he was back in the day. So if you want to get your own shirts yourself from the website, I mean, this one, I'd go for this one if I were you. But if you want to get your own shirts, make sure to check out Best ZV. Fast delivery time, insanely cheap prices. They will not let you down. So thank you, Best ZV. Back to the video. Now we're going between 17th and 13th. That sort of lower mid-table bracket, and you can probably see my club, Manchester United, are in there. So starting from the bottom, we've got Wolves in 17th, just surviving, but I don't think it will be like that. I don't think it will be just surviving. I think they'll survive quite comfortably in the end, maybe by 5-6 points over 18th place Ipswich. I think they've just got a better team, haven't they? They've probably got a better manager as well than a lot of these managers in the bottom three. And I just think they're a better team. They've got the likes of Mateus Cunha. He's obviously serving a ban now. So that's 3 games where these bottom three could really capitalise and catch up to Wolves, but I just don't think they will. Joao Gomez and Andre in midfield are very, very good players. The defence is starting to get a little bait better with Aït-Nouri as well coming through. I say coming through like he's a young player. I mean, sort of progressing. He's becoming a better player. He can definitely play for a top 6 side. Ryan Aït-Nouri, I do rate him. There's a lot of players Wolves have that can play at a higher level, and I don't think there is that many in the bottom 3 teams. I think that will push him over the edge in the end. West Ham finishing 16th, which again isn't great, but they have obviously. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Anyway, as I was saying, why have we just started beefing my mic? Yeah, as I was saying, 16th place for West Ham. Graham Potter's obviously come in to replace Lopetegui halfway through the season. That was never going to work. I don't know why they did that appointment, but hey ho. But yeah, Graham Potter's going to work with them. West Ham will be good next season, I think. I think they'll be a much better team. But for now, I do think they're going to finish 16th. I think he's not had a great amount of time, but he is starting to implement his style of play, isn't he? Bowen's back firing goals, so I think West Ham will be fine, obviously in 16th place. I've got Everton finishing 15th, so they are going to come down a few places of where they are at the minute, or maybe just one place, I don't really know. But David Moyes has really revitalised Everton, hasn't he? He's got them playing, he's just got them playing football again. You know what I mean? Playing football with smiles on the faces, freedom in play. You can see a lot of the Everton players, they've got more freedom. I think they've spoken openly about that. The likes of Beto, he's becoming an absolute bagsman at this level. So all these players have got more freedom. I think that was the word used maybe by Abdoulaye Doucouré. I think they've got a great back line with Mykolenko, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, O'Brien starting to play as well. My name, yes, Jakey Boys, not related to me in any way, shape or form. And obviously Jordan Pickford in net. Crystal Palace are going to finish 14th for me. I think they're currently 12th at the minute, aren't they? But I think they will drop a few places again. They're having a great season, Crystal Palace. Again, Glasner's doing Glasner things. Mateta may be out with a lengthy spell on the sidelines now, but they've still got Eze, they've still got Sarr, they've got the likes of... Who else have they got? I'm only joking, Palace fans, don't worry. I mean, the back three for me, I really like that back three. Guéhi, Richards and Lacroix, isn't it? The back three for Crystal Palace, and obviously Munoz and Mitchell bomb forward and add goals to their game. So I think Crystal Palace will be fine. And Manchester United finishing 13th in the Premier League table. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but it's the reality, isn't it? We're bad. We're shocking. I mean, we can't score goals, we can't prevent goals, we've got bad players, we've got players who don't like to play for the club, we've got players who don't suit the Amorim way. It's just an absolute shambles at the minute. Like, the depth in quality is bad. We're having to play, even in the FA Cup on the weekend, you can have 9 subs, we've got 7 and 2 of them are keepers. We go all the way to extra time, we can't bring anyone else on. It's an absolute shambles, the depth in quality, so many players need to leave. We're going to be doing a video on that in the future. The club's rotten, so Jim out, Glazers out, all of that shebang. It's a rotten time for Man United at the minute. 12th place, I have got Tottenham, so I've got them not doing that much better than Man United, but I've still got them sort of that mid-table. I mean, it's just been a bad season for them as well. They're wanting Levy out, aren't they? They've had a lot of injuries as well, to be fair to them, Tottenham, but the clubs are just being ran horrifically at the minute, both Man United and Tottenham. 11th, I've gone Brentford, so again, another solid season in the Premier League with Thomas Frank. He's doing wonderful things, isn't he, Thomas Frank? Before you know it, he's going to be managing a big 6 team or a big team abroad. I can imagine him managing in like Germany. Do you know what I mean? Like a big move like that. But it's interesting, isn't it? Like Brentford all the time seems to just... They don't sign the best players. It's like the Brighton model. Speaking of Brighton, I've got them in 10th as well. So them two sort of mid-table flirting with that. It's just interesting the way they run the clubs, isn't it? Buying players from different leagues who sort of fit the system and then they just go into profits. The Moneyball tactic, isn't it? And Buemo and Visser have been firing, and the same for Brighton. Welbeck, Joao Pedro, Minter, Rutter. They've got some amazing attacking options, these two clubs. Aston Villa, I have got finishing in 9th. I think the European football is going to catch up with them as well. I think they're having a good season. Again, obviously competing in the Champions League and in the Premier League every week. It's hard. They've got a big squad. They've got Marcus Rashford. They've got Marcus Asensio. They've got Disasi. They really strengthened in January. They've done something that a lot of the other clubs didn't do in January, and that is spend money. But I think European football will... I can actually imagine Aston Villa going far in the Champions League, maybe quarters, maybe even the semi-finals. But I think 9th place in the Premier League is probably about right. And then in 8th, I've got Fulham, just missing out on the Conference League. But I don't know how it works in terms of the coefficients. If 5th place gets Champions League, etc., does every place move down? And will 8th get Conference League? I'm not sure, but Fulham will be happy with that. I can actually imagine Fulham doing really well in the FA Cup. They obviously knocked us out yesterday. I can imagine Fulham winning that. Imagine that, Fulham fans, winning the FA Cup. 7th place, I have got Bournemouth. I think that will be a marvellous season for them. Getting European football under Andoni Iraola, who is going to be one of the most sought-after managers in Europe, isn't he? He's doing wonderful things with his squad. They have had an injury-depleted squad for a good half of this season. They really have. I mean, they've been playing Dango Ouattara up front, who's obviously also featured at left-back in the past as like a backup or a winger. He's not a striker, let's be real, but he's bagging goals for fun. Semenyo, Justin Kluivert is turning into his dad out there. You've got Lewis Cook filling in everywhere, Christie, Tyler Adams. They've just got... And I really like Howson and Zabani as well, the two centre-backs. Kirkes at left-back. They're building a really good squad, Bournemouth, and Iraola's got them playing some wonderful football. So I think European football beckons for them. Europa League places, so 6th and 5th. I've got Newcastle in 6th and Chelsea in 5th. I think Newcastle will have a bit of a drop-off. They're in the cup final in a few weeks. Gordon suspended. I think Isak's got a suspected injury. Don't know how long he's out for, but Newcastle tend to have these weird results here and there, and I think that's still going to happen towards the end of the season. Whereas Chelsea, I think they'll just finish higher. I mean, these two could be either place, you know what I mean? They could swap over, but I think Chelsea are going to get their players back fit very, very soon. I think they will push on, maybe even for a top 4 place, but I think they will narrowly miss out to the other 4 clubs. Those other 4 clubs being Nottingham Forest in 4th, Man City in 3rd, Arsenal in 2nd, and Liverpool are going to be my Premier League champions. I think they were crowned champions in the end of November for me anyway. I think they're far and away better than every other club in this league for me. I mean, even Arsenal in 2nd, they're so far behind. There's no way of catching them, for me, anyway. Hopefully that's a curse anyway, because I don't want Liverpool to win it. I'd much rather Arsenal win it, but with no striker, and Arteta is sort of got a soft underbelly, you could say. 3 seasons in a row finishing second and not winning any silverware unless they somehow win the Champions League. I mean, I don't know. But let's go on to Nottingham Forest anyway. 4th place, man. Nottingham Forest back in the Champions League. Chris Wood can't stop scoring. Elanga and Hudson-Odoi and Gibbs-White behind him. The midfield solid with Elliot Anderson in there, and Murillo and Milenkovic have been my favourite partnership at the back this season. Ola Aina has been excellent. Nottingham Forest deserve it, and Nuno especially. He really deserves everything he's got with this Forest team. Who would have imagined Nottingham Forest in 4th place? Like, no one. I think City will just propel them in 3rd. I think they're going to click into gear. Now, you could even see Rodri before the end of the year. I think we will. I think when Oscar Bobb's back fit, he near enough slots into that starting 11 for me for Man City. I think he's better than what they've already got with Savinho, Doku, Grealish. And I just think Haaland will carry on doing what he does best, scoring goals. And I think they'll click into gear, Man City. I think they're still going to be vulnerable on the break and they still will get bad results. But not being in the Champions League, etc., I think they're going to finish 3rd for me. And Arsenal 2nd, Liverpool top, like I said before. So let me know your thoughts on my Premier League predictions for the end of the season. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.